Day 19, Kicking the Habit. When I was younger, some friends and I often sat in the back row at our evening church services with a fellow who always brought snacks like fresh fruit or candy from the corner store. One time, Jerry had sandwiches from a nearby deli. Whatever it was, he shared with those sitting around him. One day he told me why he showed up at church with a bag full of snacks. It began at an evangelistic crusade with one of his coworkers. After hearing the preacher share about Jesus, Jerry confessed his sins and gave his life to the Lord. He told me he didn't know much about being a Christian, except that since he had been saved, he knew he needed to kick his drug habit. He used the money he would otherwise spend on drugs to buy goodies to share with us. Some people thought it was silly or even rude that we were eating snacks as the pastor preached, but our friend was putting into practice what Paul wrote in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 21 to 24. Since you have heard about Jesus and have learned the truth that comes from him, throw off your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by lust and deception. Instead, let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. Having an encounter with Jesus is a life-changing experience. It doesn't matter who we are, what we've done, or where we come from. Each of us has something to leave behind as we begin a new life with Jesus. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22 tells us to throw off our former way of life. For Jerry, that meant giving up his drug habit and replacing it with something wholesome. When you think about your own behaviors, actions, and attitudes, do they mimic the attitudes and behaviors of Christ? Or do you resonate more with Jerry, wrestling with an addiction that needs to stop? If the verses from Ephesians chapter 4 are tugging at your heart today, pray to God, asking him to show you how to throw off your old sinful nature and exchange it for one that pleases him. God bless you as you begin kicking your bad habits. All who love me will do what I say. My Father will love them, and we will come and make our home with each of them. John chapter 14, verse 23.